Hello guys, this is Shaky Bees and welcome to episode 3 of my Demon Souls PlayStation 5 Reaper Scythe playthrough. Now this episode we finally defeat the Phalanx boss, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, the first boss in Demons that is the blocker to you levelling up, and that's a common theme for a lot of Souls games. As an example, you have to fight the Cleric Beast in Bloodborne before you can actually level up with the doll back at the Hunter's Dream. So it's a really cool mechanic, and it leads me on to the theme of my discussion for my commentary today against this episode, and that is, I love, and it's so refreshing, when you consider, the Souls series is a fairly modern series, well, in fact it spans 3 generations now, crazy, 3 console generations, but nonetheless a fairly modern craze, or phenomenon these games have been, and the fact that they don't hold your hand at any stage, and I feel like that kind of lack of hand-holding and trust in the player, treating the player as an adult, is even more prevalent in Demon Souls, and I'm absolutely loving it. There was an element of frustration. I beat the Phalanx boss, we get to the Nexus, I'm desperate to level up because I want to start using the Reaper Scythe, and I hadn't got the stats to start using it. So from this episode onwards, this will be a full Reaper Scythe run, which is excellent. It means we're actually using the weapon we set out and intended to use. But my point was, there was a level of frustration for me when I got to the Nexus, because I then had to find somebody called the Monumental who would explain to me everything about the Nexus. I must have run around for 10-15 minutes trying to find the Monumental, because bear in mind guys, I think I might have mentioned it, I have never played Demon Souls. I've watched a few runs on YouTube, so some of it's stuck in my memory, but nonetheless this is more or less a blind playthrough, and I want to keep it that way. I'm going to try not to search up anything really if I can help it. So I must have run around for ages trying to find this Monumental, and then this little head pops up, and this little character is there all along, hidden amongst, it's hidden in a very smart way, and I really like that. As much as there was an element of kind of going, what the hell, where is this Monumental? It was cool. It's so refreshing that your hand's not being held. You truly have to dig and explore and investigate the game to get the answers. And second point on that, I talked about it being a blind playthrough. I did however remember that the Phalanx boss is susceptible to fire, just from watching playthroughs of it. So straight away my instincts were, augment the weapon with pine resin that you get and use some fire bombs, but you'll see how the fire bombs go for me. It's a bit, I failed that particular run and use all my fire bombs, which is a shame. Nonetheless, again we talk about that subtle kind of indicators, giving the player enough to try and piece things together but not holding their hand. The fact that you get given so many fire bombs right at the start of the game, they're plentiful, they're everywhere, and the fact that you get given pine resin if you look about enough. The game again is telling you, okay, probably something you should use on the first boss. And again, that theme runs throughout all of the Souls games. But to see where it all first started with Demon Souls has been an amazing, enlightening journey so far. And so far, this is the purest form of fromsoftware I think I've ever played. It's incredible. The fact there's no bonfires, the fact your only checkpoint is to defeat a boss is insane when you think about it, and kind of cements that cool status that this game had back on PS3. This game kind of was a flop when it first came out and filtered round, and player by player said, you've got to try this. The hardcore gamer talked to each other and said, look, this is a challenge you need to give a go. And then it became this kind of, this club, this exclusive club, and I love to be part of it. And to have a game that shows off the power of the next-gen consoles, incredible light and incredible effects. I mean, there's a moment when the Phalanx dies and you'll see what happens, the lighting effect when you kill the boss. I was blown away. I've never seen anything like that on last-gen consoles. It pops visually. So all of that coming together with an incredible, pure Souls experience is absolutely unbelievable. Okay, so I think I'm about done. Wasn't necessarily intending it to be a review, but I was passionate about those points and wanted to convey them to you guys at the start of this video. Hope you enjoy this one. This one, as I said, focuses the boss, getting around the Nexus, finally getting to level up, and hearing a little bit about what the Nexus means. So keep all of those lore conversations in, so soak them in if you've never seen it before. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for any support you can give this series. I'm going to keep these coming regularly, so keep watching. All the best and take care.
Before the Blight, Boletaria was a grand kingdom. The king, his knights, and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast and compassionate. I have spent much time in my studies in the cultured countries of the south, yet no country holds my heart as does Boletaria. But look at what has become of us now. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land.
Welcome back. The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the nexus to thee. The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the nexus to thee. We have long awaited you, slayer of demons. I am one of the monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is a tale I wish to tell you. Once, we too a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to its slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and most of the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what lands still remained, we entrusted 6 leaders with 6 precious archstones. One to the king of a small yet industrious land. One to the king of the burrowers underground. One to the wise queen of the great ivory tower. One to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls. One to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen. And the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed in the fringelands that survived. We contained the Old One here below the Nexus and prohibited the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain. Now it is your turn. You must lull the Old One back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to bear this burden? Yes. We are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The Old One, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom. We neutralized the Old One and banned the soul arts. Then we spread the archstones, and in order to mend reality, monumentals we became. However, man's memory of history is ever short, and before long he repeated his mistakes. The monumentals perished, and the archstones were long forgotten. And the short-sighted King Alant once again roused the Old One.
Brave soul, for whom death is no fear. Prithee, lull the Old One back to its ancient slumber. What is it? Seekest thou the power of souls? Of course. After all, thou requirest strength. Go ahead. Touch the demon inside me. Let these vagabond souls become thine own. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. Art thou finished? May thy strength help the world be mended.